Again, I want to thank law enforcement at every level, federal, state, Buffalo Police, Erie County Sheriff's Department, for their tremendous response. The Buffalo Police responded in less than 2 minutes after this incident began. And I want to say a special word of thanks to the Buffalo police officers, because if not for their swift response and courageous actions, more lives probably would have been lost yesterday. That is important to note. This individual came here with the expressed purpose of taking as many black lives as he possibly could. So the Buffalo Police saved a lot of lives yesterday. I want to thank them for that. Yesterday, as this was unfolding, one of the people that reached out was New York State Attorney General Letitia James. And not only did she reach out, but then very quickly, very shortly thereafter, got on a plane and flew here to be with our community and provide support and services. My pleasure to introduce our Attorney General.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank law enforcement this morning. I also want to thank the District Attorney and the Assistant United States Attorney General who will be prosecuting these cases. I want to thank D.A. Flynn and, of course, the Assistant United States Attorney General for the Western District, Ms. Trini Ross, for all that they are doing. I know that they will bring the full weight of the United States of America to bear justice and to bring justice on behalf of this community, which is in mourning right now, in pain, and in desperate need of healing. I had the opportunity to attend a number of churches this morning, and I heard about the victims. I heard about the senior citizen who planted trees on her block. I heard about the woman who just went to visit her husband in a nursing home and then stopped by at Tops to get something to eat. I heard about the young gentleman who worked in the office of Senator Kennedy, who survived, who was shot through the neck, and who God's basically spared his life. I heard about countless number of victims this morning. I held in my arms a young lady who worked at Tops, who was so afraid that she was about to die, who witnessed the bloodshed, who shaked and quivered in my arms this morning, who was afraid for her community, but afraid also for herself. This event will not define Buffalo. This event will bring Buffalo residents together. This event was committed by a sick, demented individual who has fueled a daily diet of hate. So let us now tamper down our comments, all of us. Let us make sure that we have standards in journalism. Let us make sure that we investigate social media, and my office will be focused on doing that, as we have been doing for the last few months. And let us come together as one, and let us put aside any differences, and let us all stand and remember the words of Dr. King, that love, only love, will overcome hate. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Again, when this incident was unfolding, we heard very quickly from our governor, Kathy Hochul. Governor was working in Albany and dropped what she was doing to get back to this community as quickly as possible. She has been a source of strength and support. It's my pleasure and privilege to introduce Governor Kathy Hochul.
Thank you, Mayor, for demonstrating the leadership that our community needs at this time. You've been phenomenal in your approach and the passion, but also the intellect that you've brought to this process, which begins with the healing process now. I also want to lend my voice to those who are just absolutely in awe of what the Buffalo Police Department did yesterday. Right now, President Biden is addressing the nation, talking about the fallen police officers who lost their lives over the past of the last year. That knowledge is seared in my mind to know that these individuals put on a uniform every single day, as do law enforcement all over our state police officers, individuals in small towns and large. And they are so heroic with the time it comes, but they deserve our respect at all times. I want to give my gratitude to the Commissioner, to your members, as well as everyone who stepped up. I also want to thank our Attorney General. I have such confidence in her ability to bring the full weight of the law to bear in all cases involving hate crimes and other crimes, and I've just referred to her office a further investigation, working with our hate crimes task force to make sure that we ferret this out at all levels and continue working together, investigating this wherever it may happen. We don't know whether there's other people who are now going to be inspired, which is exactly what this cruel, depraved person intended. If you read the manifesto, he intended to make sure that other people would see what happened in real time here, so they would consider other acts as well. That's what has to shut down right now. And to listen to the FBI, hearing that there is now a website, the Buffalo shooting, and that just sort of struck me. Now we're known as the place of the Buffalo shooting. We are so much more than that. This state is magnificent, but this is my hometown. People know I know this neighborhood. This is my community. These are my friends. So we will be known perhaps temporarily as the place of the Buffalo shooting, but I want our place in history to be the place of the last mass shooting in this country. And working together, we will achieve that. Bringing to bear all the resources we have, whether it's smarter gun laws in our nation, and I continue to call on Washington to do just some basic things like we've done here in the state of New York. I also call on the Supreme Court, which is actually considering rolling back some of the protections that we put in place here to protect New York citizens from gun violence. We encourage them to just leave the law alone, but we'll find out soon where they're headed. But also the social media platforms, those companies, we're going to be sitting down and having a conversation very soon about, are they doing everything they humanly can? Are they putting in place human intellect as well as algorithms to identify when this hate speech occurs? I also want to make a couple of announcements about the incredible support, the outpouring of support that has come to these families who we mourn. Our hearts break for them, but also people all over want to share their love with us as well. And so I was in contact with Reverend Al Sharpton, the head of the National Action Network. There's an office here in Buffalo. He wanted to make sure I told the community that they want to pick up all the funeral costs for these families. They want to make sure that they don't have these fraudulent GoFundMe sites that are often set up in these circumstances. And so we'll be getting information out about that incredibly generous offer, and we thank Reverend Al for that. Also, we want to make sure that our state resources are being deployed effectively. Our Office of Victim Services, I've identified $2 million that'll go directly to support these families and whatever they need, so they'll be contacted by our members as well. We have counselors available 7 days a week at our New York Project Hope Line, which is a phone number people can call if they just need to talk to somebody, if you don't want to go in person, if you just want to talk about what this has done to your sense of security, if you need that extra help from a mental health counselor. And also we have a separate fund that goes to communities that are affected by gun violence overall, communities that need that sense that they're going to be okay. And I want to make sure that all of our state resources are available for that as well. One last area that is also of concern to me is the access to food in this neighborhood. We now have a food desert. So we are in touch with Uber and Lyft, and they have offered to take people from these zip codes if they need to go to a grocery store in another area, because a lot of people in this neighborhood, they walk to the grocery store. They don't have transportation. So to those families, we'll be reaching out and making sure the information is there on how to get access. And I thank Uber and Lyft for providing these resources, as well as I understand that this is a crime scene, but as soon as we can get this store open, available to the neighborhood, is going to be critically important to the well-being and the sense of getting back to normal. So I ask our law enforcement partners to understand that this community does not have a lot of options. This neighborhood does not have a lot of stores to go to. We want to make sure that their lives, the disruptions that were so, the disruption of yesterday does not continue day after day. It was a constant reminder of what pain this community just endured. So I thank everyone. We're going to continue to be issuing information as we get it, but I want to thank the community for stepping up. This is what Buffalo does. This is what New York State does. We step up. And to anyone else, and this is my last message, anyone else who dare break the security that every citizen is entitled to make them feel victimized, you've just picked a fight with 20 million New Yorkers. Because we will continue to stand up, because an attack on one is an attack on all. And this was no other way to describe it than white supremacy terrorism. It's racism. It's hatred, and it stops right here in Buffalo. This is the last stop you're going to have because we are coming after you. Thank you.